Aloha Kakahiaka, welcome to the 2025 Hurt 100.
I actually found out about the Hurt 100 from one of my buddies that I worked with over in Italy. It would have been like 6 years ago at this point. He was big into ultra running, and that's what he did on the weekends out there. I was still kind of into road racing at that point, but he was always trying to convince me to get out on the trails. And fast forward a few years, I'm stationed in Hawaii. So really my first taste of Hurt in the Hurt Trail series was a couple of the Hurt races, and then doing Peacock in 2022 to get my 50-miler qualifier for Hurt. I'd enter the lottery that year, not get in. Enter the lottery the next year, not get in. And this year, the third time I entered the lottery, I got in. First marathon I actually ever ran was the Blue Ridge Marathon while I was in college. I believe it was after my last season of college soccer, and I don't even know why, but I got a sudden interest in marathon running. The chapter of life I'm in right now as a commander in the U.S. Army, a father to an almost 2-year-old, and a husband, just that in itself is a full-time job. Then you add training for a 100-mile race in the mountains, and that's another full-time job that you're adding onto it. Waking up at 4:30 to get up, get my stuff together, to get to work for PT with my soldiers, getting most of my running done, easy mileage during the week that I could, during the PT hours, then being at work till about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, coming home, possibly doing a strength workout, spin on the bike, or mobility work, recovery work, putting my son to bed, getting something to eat, and then doing it all over the next day. Weekends were 6 to 7, sometimes 8 hours out on the trails, with probably a 45-minute drive there and back, so my Saturdays are gone. When we got into the peak weeks, it was also my Sundays that were gone as well with that. So just the sheer amount of commitment and time that it took to train and prepare for this race was just insane, to be honest. My family had to sacrifice, and my wife had to sacrifice a lot. Watching my son all the weekends, and I obviously couldn't have done any of this without her and her support, so I'll never be able to tell her how grateful and thankful I was to her for being able to go after this goal of mine. So I better finish this race. In the trail and ultra distance, when you're talking about 55 milers, 100 milers, it is so important to dial in your nutrition. So this year, with a hell of a lot more training and nutrition research and guidance from my coach, I was able to put together what would be a base plan of what I would take in per hour, with my drink mix, having carb mix and sodium, electrolytes in my drink flask, and then the carbohydrate gels I would take. And that would just be my base plan, and then at the aid stations take in whatever my body felt like it could take in. And so this year in November, when I ran Peacock, I was able to cut almost 3 hours off my time from 2022 and had no bonks, no cramping, nothing, and was able to push even the last mile or so to come in under 13 hours, which was a massive achievement and something even with my training that I wasn't projecting. So I was able to use that race to validate my nutrition strategy that I've been training on leading into Hurt 100. When you venture over into the ultra running community, talking 50 milers, 100 milers, it pays a lot of dividends to have crew support and pacers help you. You're jumping from a 3-hour race in the marathon to a 12-hour race in the 50 miler and 24-hour plus race in a 100 miler. So having the ability to have a crew and team know your plan and know your needs and be able to help you through that aid station, get you back out on the course, takes so much of a load mentally off your shoulders, so you're able to just focus on the race itself. And then pacers is another thing that's going to be crucial during the 100 miler. These guys I've run with for a while now, and they really know how to drive me and motivate me and getting me out of those feel sorry for myself moments, Josh especially. So it's a team effort, and I'm not finishing this race without my crew. I'm not finishing this race without my pacers, and it really comes down to everybody buying in to my goals and my dreams and getting me across that finish line ultimately. I think for me, especially where I'm at in life now, having been distinguished honor graduate of my captain's career course, distinguished honor graduate of jungle school, I've been a pretty successful person in my career thus far. People just expect you to go and do the things that you set out to do, regardless if they're like seemingly impossible to the average person.
What number are you?
I know a lot of people, especially in sports, have been quoted saying that they are afraid of losing or failing more than they like winning. So I'm going to finish the damn race. I'm not going to leave anything on the table.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good stuff. 17, 17, 17, 17.
Good job, guys. Killing it, killing it.
Good stuff, good stuff. Good job.
Need anything? It's okay. Quesadillas, fruits.
Quesadillas. Is it just like cheese? Yeah, cheese quesadilla would be awesome.
Do you have ice? Oh,
Ice bandana? Yeah, I got it. It felt really good this morning. It was like cool.
yeah.
I mean, even like on the backside going to Nuanu, it was like still shaded back there, so it was like cool and dark still.
Oh, nice.
It was good first.
Got you! Looking good, bro.
What's up, brother? Looking strong, bro. Looking strong.
The only thing that's been like wishy-washy is like my stomach. So I feel like I've been really cool. And I've been like
Oh, she probably heard it in the video when you said.
stuff. So I've been on pace for all of that stuff. And it's even like anti-agitations or like
It's like you're eating the right amount of calories.
yeah, it's like even just like the gelatin nutrition, it's like 80 grams of carbs.
Yeah. That's plenty. So, yeah, you might have too much, you know.
The bathroom chain. I got my headlamp. I got my
Night. Good work.
Thanks, Anna.
See ya.
All right, buddy. Good luck out there. Be praying for you. What's up, man?
$17. 1-7.
Good job.
Thank you.
So Mike, literally just met him at the pre-race briefing. Was the first pacer for Loop 3. I picked him up at the first aid station on Loop 3. So he did about 10, 11, 12, whatever that is, 12 miles of the third loop. And that's when the night had just set in. So it was kind of nice to have somebody to talk with, keep my mind off for the night for that Loop 3. And unfortunately, he found out what those trails are like in the middle of the night. Rolled his ankle a few times. But yeah, it was really nice to have him out there to talk through that first loop in the night.
That last climb sucked. Yeah. If I could dry off this foot and reapply thinner air.
Some people get really sleepy, and for me, as long as I'm moving, yeah, we have another.
Only good vibes from here on out. More miles in the tank, close to the finish line.
I was coming in from Loop 3. I felt good. Got everything changed there, picked up Kenny for Loop 4 there, and then that immediate climb on Hog's Back was just absolutely terrible. That was kind of my first moment where I was like, yeah, I'm starting to suck. My stomach felt terrible. And then from that moment on, I wasn't able to take in anything really. I mean, I was force feeding myself the gels. I had my tailwind and my sodium I was taking in. I really, up until that point, I was finishing a flask every hour, and it got to the point where I was finishing a flask every 2 hours, drinking a lot of clear water. But my stomach was just rejecting everything. On those climbs, I just felt like I wasn't going to be able to go anywhere. Just like putting in any physical effort was just getting my heart rate felt like it was spiking. My breathing was labored. I just felt like I couldn't get a breath, and started worrying that because I wasn't taking any nutrition in, I still have 40 miles to go, that there's just no way. Doing the climb out of Nuuanu was really steep and technical. I mean, there's a couple of boulders you're literally on all fours climbing up, and that was, your fourth time through those sections, and it's still pitch black in the middle of the night. And I was just thinking to myself, I don't know how on earth I'm going to be able to do this again.
I've got like the straight tailwind if I do like maybe 1, 2. Because that'll give me the. It's like it's in like 2 scoops. And elements.
That's 2 scoops and an element.
Sodium. So I think I'm good on the sodium. I feel like I've been like drinking water, pitching it out. Like it's clear.
Yeah,
And it's a lot. So
that's normal to be peeing a lot at this point.
I just tried that out.
Do we have any just tailwind?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay.
We just need to mix it.
Are these all just full?
No, these are all you mix, so I can dump these and put some of these in.
No, that's just
Yeah. Yep.
how
I got
do
it.
you eat?
You just dump those into some fresh water from them.
So we're just doing water.
Yeah.
Maybe change stock. I do want to
I'm going to change shorts and a shirt. You want to change shirt?
probably get the white shirt on.
Okay.
You're doing great. That's the worst loop.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
At first, like, to Manila, I was just so tired. Specific muscle.
Don't entertain negative thoughts when they creep in. Say something gratitude
What a fit. Victory lap.
See you in a bit.
All right, here we go, Jim.
Dad, we'll see you in a bit.
All right, man. Good luck out there.
You're gonna start the washing out the lap time and stuff. We're going for it.
Get it.
Here you go.
You got this.
Start here.
Go catch people.
All right. No, I don't want a hat.
Okay, you got your sunnies?
Having Kenny there to bring me back on loop 4. End of loop 4, you know, the sun starts coming up, then pick up Josh for loop 5. Sorry. Yeah, loop 5 was tough, but that's why I picked Josh for it. He was one of my best friends, and I just knew that he'd be the one to pace me through loop 5 and get me out of the deepest, darkest places that I was in my mind. And most difficult section was we had just finished coming up Manoa, heading, once you get to the top of the ridgeline there, you kind of have a section of the ridgeline that you go over to before you head down to the Nu'uanu aid station, and then pretty much back up your last climb of the race. And that section, I was like hallucinating. The trees were like going in waves. I just couldn't see straight. I was so tired, I couldn't keep my eyes open. I'd been, running for 30 hours at that point. It's like, you can't let all this hard work and training for 6 months, weekends gone for my family, important things missed. Josh is pulling me along. You've got to keep moving, man. Like, I just knew, like, I would resent myself. I would hate myself. I couldn't stop. Like, I couldn't let everything that I'd done go to waste. Thank God your mind is stronger than your body.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got a runner coming around the corner.